speaking of soon, I am not alone. I am joined once again by someone who is in a brand new outfit. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Kuro. Kuro. Kupa. Up, 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 up. Hello, Kuro.
Hello.
Oh god, yes. I was just bringing everyone up to speed about how, for the most part, the last couple of sessions we've been in the story, we've been mainly like focusing a lot on Ishgard and like, you know, learning the lore about the city mainly and the houses and the hierarchy and some of the politics as well.
Yeah.
But now we're finally going back to the story.
I mean, which was? Which of the stories?
Yeah.
Hashtag
SMH, my
remember
head.
Ul'dah.
Remember Ul'dah. God damn it. So hopefully we can get back there. Hopefully.
I still find it funny how after all that happened in Ul'dah, you can just travel there and like do everything normally. But I do appreciate that at the very least there are like people on the streets talking about the events. So there's at least that.
Are there people in Ul'dah talking about it or just Mordona?
In Ul'dah, there is one guy in Ul'dah who's like, "Hey, have you heard what happened?" And we're like, "No, not really, no."
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, but like they are saying that like everybody is like behaving like nothing happened. But yeah, actually, because I was very curious, I checked if Momodi is gonna say anything, and Momodi was also saying it like, yeah, everybody's just behaving as normal and pretending nothing happened.
I think one of the things Kata's saying you're looking very dapper.
Thank you.
It's true. Yes.
I got this outfit from Lit. So now I'm very fancy.
In the downtime that we had, we've been focusing on other things in Final Fantasy, and I was focusing on crafting, so I was able to make Kuro a very nice weaver outfit. This is the level 60 Bolt Master gear that Kuro is showing off.
Specifically a weaver outfit.
Yes. It was too much effort to try and make. There's ironworks gear that you can get, but it also looks very out of place. The level 60 ironworks crafting gear looks like the level 50 ironworks gear for fighting. You know how it's like very like futuristic, like Tron kind of stuff, which is weird. It's weird that they have that, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought this outfit would be very, very fitting for our current environment.
For like walking the streets of Ishgard, yeah.
Yeah. It looks like something people in Ishgard would wear.
You're not wrong. Nice. Oh god. Outside of that, I think a new event is starting either today or tomorrow. I don't know if it's already started in game.
I think it's already started. If you look at your chat when you log in, you can actually see the Little Ladies Day seasonal event is underway.
Oh, okay.
And also, the Moogle Treasure Trove.
Oh, do they start at the same time?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay, we won't be doing that today, but we're probably going to have to farm some tomes at some point. Woo!
Yep. I hope everybody is ready for 50 hours of Praetorium.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. If we have time at some other point this week, we'll do a little lady stream.
Yes.
Just for the event, and then after that, then we can do some mog tome farming.
Yeah, I guess there will be less MSQ this time.
Yeah.
Also, we do have script stuff. Like this is actually, I believe, from scripts as well, right? Because Souko was mentioning.
What?
Souko was saying.
Level 60 crafting gathering, you'll get introduced to script gear finally. Oh, we've already done that. We've already if you're talking about using scripts for the recipes, we've already, or at least I've already unlocked all the recipes. Yeah. That's how I was able to make Kuro the gear, exactly. the Vault Master gear.
Yeah, I still have to work on that, but like there are higher priorities at the moment, especially with the tombstones being a thing. I feel like my focus will be like getting my OC character up to speed so I can farm on both servers.
Oh yeah. Oh, Kata's letting us know that we can actually trade scripts in for gear. I did see that, and I didn't see any of it looking very appealing, at least for level 60. Maybe for like level 70 or level 80, it's a little bit more. But at the same time, like, I mean, we have to focus on spending our scripts on recipes first before we spend it on like gear and mats and stuff like that. See Souko in the chat. No, there'll be a vendor in a place you don't have access to yet that'll give you unique looking super gear that sucks, but is the best.
Yeah, I like the last part. It sucks, but it's the best. Like, huh?
Nice. It's better for higher levels. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be like glamour gear there that we can use, right? Like gear that's only available there just for glamour that we may be interested in at some point.
Yeah, we'll find out.
We'll get around to it. Once we farm more scripts and stuff like that.
Also, Kata, if you have more optimal ways to farm tomes that don't include the dungeons that we don't have access to yet, then let us know.
Yeah, if you remember the first tome event, it was Castrum. It was Castrum that was the fastest. And the most recent Mog Tome event. Yeah, well, the most recent Mog Tome event, the fastest one was it was a thing that literally took like a minute or something like that. I can't remember.
The binding coil.
Yeah. There was like a binding coil that those I don't know, some trial that you could just spam.
No, it was the binding coil that like if you got like the right party, people would just spam it.
Yeah. But anyway, we have places to be.
What do we do?
The script sets are generally the best looking crafters. Oh, thank you, Dali. Thank you. Also, welcome, Dali. Welcome to the stream. And Sando as well. Welcome.
Yeah, see, Optima is Blue Mage Auron Vale. Well, we only have one Blue Mage, which is lit.
It's true. We won't be doing that. Oh, God. But enough about that, because we have places to be. So something that I found out while I was doing some gathering, some level 50 gathering, it's 52, whatever, is that while we were gone, a couple more quests actually popped up in Western Highlands.
Oh.
So let's go. Yes, let's go.
Okay. Can I do them as Weaver?
No.
Oh. Fine.
Let's go to the check. Oh. I was waiting all day for stream. Did you sleep? I spent all day editing VOD sound though. So I guess technically I could have had a VOD editing stream, but I was also actually rendering VODs as well. Because STC 6 was cut up into 3 VODs, so I just had to download it all and edit it all together and render it. So I couldn't stream even if I wanted to. Feels bad, man. Feels bad.
Oh, I've seen the chat, Souko.
Good luck, Souko. Good luck. Take care. Yeah. Souko's going to the dentist.
Yeah.
But you can see, if you look at your map, Kuro, you should be able to see there is a regular quest, a mystery illness, and there's also another quest that looks like it may unlock a trial or a dungeon or something. A bridge over frozen water. Do you see it?
It unlocks something.
M. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm just making sure that you saw the same quest that I saw.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, my mistake. We'll do a mystery illness first, which is right next to us. Redwald. Redwald is looking for someone to carry out an investigation. We are the best investigators. Just so you know. We know,
Look,
we know
we
what
have
we're
so
doing.
much experience.
We do. Greetings, Master Duck. Thank you once again for your earlier help. As it happens, I was hoping to enlist your aid once more. Several of the garrison here have fallen suddenly ill, and with no obvious cause. If it is but a simple cold, then so be it. But I have a feeling there's something more sinister going on. I want to mount an investigation, but I simply do not have the men. If you could gather information from the troops manning the fort, it would be of tremendous assistance. Okay.
Interesting. There's the first guy here.
Oh, wait, hold on. We need to intimidate him with
Sorry. Investigating.
Hold on. Get quackers.
Now he's gonna be rightfully intimidated with the chocobo on his shoulder.
Exactly. Breathing down his neck. Let's go.
Literally.
You know, chocobos, their favorite food is Ellison. Would be a shame if something happened to you. Quackers is getting hungry.
You know, it's cold in this weather. Gotta eat.
A mysterious disease. Well, my comrade in arms. My comrade in arms was complaining of stomach pains after dinner last night, but I merely assumed that the meal disagreed with him. God, no. Now, do you think it's poison, or do you think there's like a bad chef in the kitchen?
I think that their rations got spoiled and they don't have anything else, so they just cooked whatever.
Maybe. You're looking into the soldiers that fell sick of late. As it happens, my brother has been stuck in bed since last night. It's a pity. It was the first time in months that we've been able to share a meal together.
But he's
Why
fine.
aren't you sick?
Yeah, I was gonna say, but he's fine.
Huh?
Suspicious.
What's going on here? Something doesn't add up. Alright. The scene of the crime. The kitchens.
You want to know about that sickness that's been going around lately? Well, my colleague's been bedridden since dinner last night, and he won't stop moaning about it. I'll admit, the soup was pretty flavorless, but he could stand to be a little less dramatic about it. So see, some people ate it and they're fine. That's interesting.
Yeah. We have to find out the specific food they ate. They didn't have the soup. What news have you of the mysterious illness, Master Duck? I see. So each person that fell sick did so after eating dinner. Dun, dun, dun. Every meal served here at the Falcon's Nest is prepared, or at least overseen, by Norterel, the head chef. I find it hard to believe he would let something this severe go undetected, but we cannot ignore the facts.
Arrest him. I mean, what?
He's a heretic. Pray ask Norterel what he has to say about this. Find out whatever you can. We must determine what is behind this.
This sounds a very serious quest.
Alright, buddy. What's been going on? Yes? Do you want something? You know what this is about. Just, what are you trying to imply? I take my work very seriously, and I certainly wouldn't do anything to breach the trust of the troops. I'm responsible for feeding. I'll admit, some folk don't care for my traditional Korthan cooking, but the ingredients are of the highest quality. I check them every morning. The only thing I can't vouch for is the wine. I don't drink. I never touch this stuff. Perhaps the wine is the problem. We'll need to check the bottles to be sure, but I've already returned them to the sutler. Quickly, go and get them before he leaves. He should still be at the airship landing. Stop the wine!
It's always the wine. See, this is why. This is why you don't drink.
Bun.
To be honest, don't you sometimes use wine in cooking? Wouldn't it be good for him to like know what it tastes like?
Yeah, sure. Looking for wine bottles? The ones from last night will be around here somewhere. Any older than that, and they've already been collected. Oh, look at recycling. Look at them go.
Yeah.
Bottle-filled crates.
Aha! I can jump in while you're moving.
Nice. We're learning. We're adapting.
Yes.
Do you have the bottles? Marvelous. Let's see if anything smells out of the ordinary. Something is definitely amiss. Only a trained nose, like that of an expert chef, would be able to pick it out. But this wine has been tampered with. I suggest you take the bottle to Redwald. I'm all but certain that last night's wine is behind the 6 soldiers. It wasn't the soup.
Wasn't.
Ah, you've returned. Was Notarel able to shed any light on the situation? What? He thinks the wine causes sickness? 7 hells. It must have been poisoned.
I mean, because it's just been
You
bad.
I mean, wine doesn't go bad. Wine doesn't go bad.
It doesn't spoil, but that doesn't mean like something can be wrong with it. You know, without it being poisoned. I mean,
Like poison.
like.
You have my thanks, Master Duck. Now that we know the cause of this illness, there's only one thing left to do.
Drink. I mean, what?
Ah, the quest continues. Redwald wants to make the next move in his investigation. We may have confirmed that poison was causing the illness that struck the fort, but there's still one thing left to do. Find those responsible for this reprehensible crime and bring them to justice. Oriane is in charge of logistics here. I suspect that if you show her this bottle, she should be able to tell you where it came from.
Hello there. Is there something I can help you with? What? The wine that was in this bottle was the cause of the sickness plaguing the fortress? Our records should show where this came from, who handled it, and... Wait! The crate of supplies that you recovered for me previously. The one that had been stolen by heretics. It was full of wine. I'm almost certain that this bottle was in that crate. I'd wager that those heretics poisoned the wine, counting on us recovering it. As a matter of fact, I've been looking into that case lately. It seems that the culprits had accomplices. They've been seen several times at Camp Riversmith lately. I wouldn't be surprised if they're still looking for another opportunity to poison us. See if you can't press them for any information. Report to Redwall with anything you're able to find out. You would think they would be more careful about the goods that were stolen previously.
Yeah, it's weird that they weren't checked. Specifically goods that we confiscated. Like if they snuck in, sure, whatever. But if they're goods that we knew the heretics had, like
yeah, like we even said that when we were returning them. It's kind of weird. They're like, oh yeah, we found it back. Let's just use it. I mean, like it's a bit risky.
SMH my hedge. Ingaret. Incorrect. Is muttering something about bridge repairs. Ooh, ether current.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you have a moment to talk? A short while ago, one of the workers from House Damael asked me to go and deal with some Melodons that have been causing trouble. The Black Iron Bridge barely survived the calamity. It's in desperate need of repairs, but the upland Melodons roam far too close to it. Their craftsmen can't work safely. Someone needs to kill them. The Melodons, that is. Not the craftsmen.
Oh, nice.
I'm glad she cleared that out. I'd asked the dragoons to do it, but they're so busy it'd be weeks before they found the time. I'd do it myself, but there's so many of the beasts that I fear I'd be swarmed and outnumbered. You're a capable woman. Would you be so kind as to thin them out somewhat? If you were to kill, say, 3 of them, I think I'd be able to finish off the rest myself.
Tell me if you see a current, because I know there's meant to be an ether current around here. I picked up 2 as I was gathering, so I won't be able to see them.
Yeah, I see it.
Which way?
In front of you. Stop turning. Right. Stop. Left. Too far. You missed it.
Well, I mean, you get it. If you remember, we have to collect them all so we can get flying.
Oh. Can you see them on the map somehow, or just...
No, I can't.
But can I see them on the map? Or is it just, somewhere?
It's like a discovery sort of thing, exploration sort of thing.
Didn't we get a compass for that?
Yes. I don't know how to use it.
I don't know. Where was it? Travel. Ether currents?
Yes.
That's not helping.
Just gives you a
yeah, it just shows me the map. It's like that.
Yeah.
No, that's not helping.
There you go.
I know where I am. That's not helping. Kata, send help. Where do I find the fucking thingy?
I mean, you're probably just gonna have to look up a guide, or we'll have to do that like later.
I'm not looking up a guide. I have honor and dignity.
I mean, I don't think we can use a compass.
We can, cause we got the compass for something, but I don't know where it is. Is it an ability?
Maybe.
Actions and traits. Let's make sure we don't die on the way, because I'm looking at the menus. Dig. Not here.
Okay, let's go.
I'm looking at menus.
Go.
Okay.
Yes, that's why I'm telling you to stop. We have to go one more.
Where is it?
It's on the hill.
Oh.
Huh. Huh.
Can't even look at what they look like. They look like a wolf
They're
yeti.
behemoths. Jump on.
Okay.
Kata, we were looking for in game we were given an ether currents compass. I guess to help us locate ether currents. So Kuro is looking for that. In game, basically. Because under travel we have ether currents, but this is just like
It just gives you a map.
yeah, it just shows you how many you've collected and how many you haven't. But we were supposed to have gotten a compass to show us or lead us in direction of currents, maybe. Collections. Okay.
Collections?
Where's collections?
Where's that?
A duty collection? Ether compass. Ah, there you go. compass detects a current approximately 1,033 yalms. Okay.
I can't
Just
use
fucking
it.
points us in the direction.
I can't use it, probably because I'm on your chocobo.
Okay. Thank you, Kata. Thank you.
Can I like bind it to a hotbar? I can.
I found someone suspicious.
Okay, I'm just gonna be playing with this compass open then.
Why? I don't need it.
But I need to bind it somewhere. Bind it even.
Aha. So, aha! So, you found out about the poison and came looking for answers. Well, give up. The poison is made from dragon venom, and there's no antidote. Anyone who drank it will die, and so will you. Ah!
Wow, there's a lot of them. Hold on. Do you think we're over leveled?
They're just that bad.
Thought so.
You'll need to use it against fight. Yeah. We know, Kata, we know. We'll get it eventually. Probably like after we finish all the quests and stuff. The MSQ, I should say.
I will need to find a place on my hotbars for it.
You just gotta teleport instead of just running up the mountain. Yeah. One. Okay. Ready? Okay. Goodbye.
Hold on.
Go.
Hold on.
Ah.
I'm muting, and every time I'm muting you. You've already killed 3 of them? Thank you ever so much. You're not injured, are you? Here, please take this. It's your cut of the fee for the work. Incidentally, did you happen to see the farm on the far side of the bridge? Those melodons have made it difficult to access that area, and the bridge has been left to fall apart. After we repair the bridge, one day we might be able to rebuild the farm.
Foreshadowing of what Souko was talking about.
Yeah, kind of. I think he was talking about islands.
Farm.
But he was talking about islands.
Talking about the farm.
What did we get? What was it that we got?
An ether current. So the reason why there's no point in hunting down the ether currents in the world right now is that because like half of the ether currents are locked behind quests like the one that we just did, and you unlock them as you progress through the MSQ. So it is impossible to unlock flying without progressing and finishing the MSQ essentially, because there are ether currents locked behind quests. So that's why like there's no rush in getting them.
Can I get them anyway?
Sure, but we're not doing it. Greetings, Master Duck. Oriane has already apprised me of the situation. She tells me that you might have information regarding the poisonings. We do.
Kind of.
I see. So it was the heretics after all, and poison made from dragon venom. This is very bad indeed. We will need to find an antidote as quickly as possible. No.
They said there is no antidote.
Redwald is eager to continue his investigation. There is a breed of dragon that breathes deadly poisonous breath, and if you were to make poison by concentrating the toxic components of their breath, it would be most impossible to formulate an antidote. We have precious little information, Master Duck. Thus, I'd hoped you might assist us once more. This report describes the symptoms of the poisoned soldiers. Please show it to anyone you think might be able to assist in the formulation of an antidote. I suggest starting with our chef. Our chef?
There you go.
I will make the best soup.
Look, maybe he knows how to do medicine as well. You never know.
The most hearty chicken soup.
Yes.
We got you.
Hold on.
All right, get in here.
Yeah.
It's gonna get cold out there.
I was changing my volume so I can hear you.
Oh, you're the lad from before. Have you caught the people who poisoned that wine yet? I see. So the poison was most likely made from concentrated dragon venom. I don't know a great deal about venomous dragons, but I do remember reading something about poison-breathing dragons in a book of old from before the calamity. Sadly, I can't remember the specifics. Given how old the book was, perhaps you might be able to find out more from someone knowledgeable about the 6th astral era.
Who might it be?
It's the old man outside. What do you want? Poison made from concentrated dragon venom. Ah, yes. There was a story passed down through the generations in the old village of Falcon's Nest about dragons that breathe poison. Be ye ware, the beast with poison breath, whose claws and breath bring naught but certain death. The ancient dragon's noxious mist is born from eating of the poisoned viper's thorn. Thorny viper is a type of toxic brambleweed. This toxin is said to be the source of the dragon's poisonous breath. If we find a creature immune to the thorny viper, we should be able to study this immunity to develop an antidote to the dragon's poison. There's a beast that lives near Gorgane Mills. The black blood zoo, they say. It feeds primarily on the thorny viper. Its blood may hold the key to saving the afflicted soldiers. Take these provisions and travel to the Gorgane Mills. Gorgane. This is a herb that, when burned, should attract the zoo. When you reach the mill, use this ember and burn the herbs. The scent should draw the beast out of hiding. Slay it and recover its blood.
Okay.
I feel like this is information that everyone should already know.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like this is something that was passed down from like generations.
Yeah, but I guess he did say that the people who are in the fort now are not like related to the village necessarily. But at the same time, he's standing right there, so he could have just told them.
Yeah, it just feels like it's something that should be common knowledge. Like there's no reason for it to be a secret, you know. SMH.
SMH.
It's all the way on the other side, Kuro.
We'll get there eventually.
Why can't we have like another? Just give us another Etherite crystal. Why is there only one in this entire zone so far?
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there?
No. No.
I have to say, it looks so weird when you see the chocobo like running so slow, because you're already used to the speed. And it looks like it's suffering.
Yeah, it looks like it's just not used to the weight on its back, and it's struggling to run. It's like the gravity was turned on, you know.
It's actually the cold. Its feet are freezing.
Maybe. Yeah. Hello, Ul'dah then.
Very horny.
It is very horny. We're almost there. We're almost at the zoo.
Oh, look at the... Are those the meals? The thingies?
Yeah. We've been there before.
Yeah. But I haven't seen them from this perspective.
Okay.
There's an intercurrent.
Jump off! Jump off! Jump off!
Forgot the button.
Okay. Oh. Alright. We're gonna see the zoo.
We have to use the herbs.
Oh, right. Now we wait. Why? For some reason, there's a 3-step process for this quest.
I know, right?
Is it?
Okay.
Alright, we're leaving. We're teleporting home.
Okay. Hey, Chocobo leveled up.
Nice. Okay, let's go.
Hold on. I need to level up.
Let's go. No, you can do that in your own time.
Hold on, where are you?
Jump. Ah. Up. Okay. Have you retrieved the zoo's blood? Yes. Oh, cutscene. Oh. Yes. This should do nicely. An antidote may well be possible after all.
Is he an alchemist?
Master Duck, I spied you down here and hurried down, hoping you could inform me of the status of your investigations. Are we any closer to a cure? Well, if it isn't the commander of the reconstruction program. Harumph.
Just like fling the hair back. Oh wait, he doesn't have hair.
This young lad here cares about our folklore and culture. He helped recover relics from the burned village of Falcon's Nest. In return, I've passed on an ancient legend that was likewise passed down to me by my ancestors. The zoo blood this young man gathered can be used to create an antidote. Take it to your brightest alchemists and have them formulate the cure. If you move quickly, you can still save those poison soldiers. Good grief. To think that those old legends could bear the solution to a problem like this. I shall call for the Holy Sea's best alchemist immediately. Master Sigyn, we have been so focused on moving forward that we have lost sight of where we have come from. To be frank, I thought you were but a fool who could not let go of the past. But in light of these events, I've been forced to reconsider. The culture and traditions of Falcon's Nest hold great value. They are truly priceless. If it pleases, perhaps you might be so kind as to lend us your assistance in an excavation, of... we evacuate, we're leaving, we're gone! Excavation of the village. I can only offer my most sincere apologies for how little we have done to make you feel welcome until now. As you said yourself, Redwald, I can't let go of the past, but I understand that everything you've done to protect the people of Ishgard. I can't help but feel that there are issues more deserving of your resources than an archaeological dig. Very well. How might this suit you then? If you ever happen to pass by the fortress of Falcon's Nest, whenever you might happen to stop by our halls, we shall be sure to have a hot bowl of soup waiting for you. It's the soup again.
Oh
It all
no.
comes back to the soup. In exchange, I ask only that you pass on the legends and stories of the old village of Falcon's Nest, such that we may learn from your knowledge and wisdom. Does that strike you as a better arrangement? Harumph. A nice suggestion, I suppose. But I can't stand the taste of your Ishgardian cooking. Your cooks are far too heavy-handed with the salt and spice.
Remember, she said that the soup was tasteless.
True. If that is your only objection, then you need not worry. You need not worry.
That's what I
Our
mean.
head chef doesn't know how to cook. His cooking is very bland.
No, because
Our head chef.
Because when we were talking, though, he specifically said that he's cooking like Coerta, not like an Ishgardian.
Our head chef is a Korthan man. We troops are always complaining about his Korthan style cooking, that his soup is too thin and bland. I suspect it may suit you perfectly. A Korthan chef, you say? I may enjoy the food after all. It may be true that the Falcon's Nest is no longer a small village, but we are still home to the same people. We still have a responsibility to carry this culture and history on into the future. Though the village itself may be lost to time and snow, we have the opportunity to find a new path to lead these people to peace and prosperity. Carving the path is my charge. Come, let me introduce you to our chef. We can enjoy a bowl of thin Korthan soup together.
Look, he's not standing in the cold anymore.
He's not. I wish for completing this quest they gave us some Korthan soup.
Yes.
That would have been nice.
We should check if they're there. Do you think they're there?
In the kitchen?
Yeah.
Let's check.
We need to check if he actually liked the soup.
He's not here.
It's not here.
Yeah, hold on. Let's speak to put that in. Don't let the troops' griping deter you. Traditional Korthan soup really is delicious. Would you like to try some yourself? After all, the proof of the soup is in the eating.
Wait, hold on. Why are you calling it a pudding? Is that supposed to be some kind of joke about British people?
No, it's a saying. God damn it, Kuro.
Look, I don't know it.
The proof is in the pudding is an English saying. So he's like, the proof is in the I mean soup. The proof is in the soup.
Who put it there?
Alright. We're leaving. We're done. But I appreciate that we went full circle with the chef. It's nice. To the foundation.
First. Aha.
These chocobos feel very thin.
They're very thin. They would be pretty cold in this weather.
Right, come. We are going upstairs. We are going to the pillars to the airship landing. To the astrologents. Oh. Come. Let's go to the Easter shard. To the last vigil. If you remember, when we ended the last stream, we were talking about these quests here.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about them. Alright, Durandare, what do you want? This House Durandare Knight needs an adventurer who can keep a secret. The gossip?
All of them gossip here.
Excuse me, you're not from around here, are you? I know this is sudden, but I have a favor to ask. I'm looking for someone to deliver a gift to a friend in Falcon's Nest. What is it? Well, it's a surprise, so I can't really say. I just need you to deliver it, that's all. You can pick it up from the knight at the Brush of the Forgotten Knight. You'll know him when you see him, and I'm sure he'll recognize you as well.
They are smuggling.
Is it Emmanuel?
No, what should be a gift for that guy that is trying to give the thing for the crafter, and then they're gonna be like in the love triangle and...
It'd be great. Alright, Tossafers. Tossafers looks sick with worry. Oh, I look worried? Nonsense. Why would I have anything to be worried about? Okay, I suppose there's no harm in telling you. Lord Emmanuel requests I deliver a... Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! It's happening. Lord Emmanuel requests I deliver a missive to Lady Laniette. Yeah. At the Rose House. I remember him specifically mentioning that failure would not be tolerated. It is a simple task, yet the thought of something going awry has my stomach in knots.
I mean, we heard the note that she's not interested.
I am loath to thrust my duties upon another, but would you be willing to deliver this missive? I cannot afford to take chances. Surely a man of your talents can see the deed done without fail. Please, you are my only hope.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, let's head over to the tavern first.
Did you say anything? Oh my. The guy is trying to flirt with her.
Nice. Okay, I'm at the tavern.
Huh.
Hello there. Downstairs. Goodbye.
Huh. I'm lost.
Ah, there you are. I thought it might be you. So it's true. You're not from Ishgard. Perfect. No one will suspect a thing.
They are smuggling.
Here's the package, good sir. Oh, hey. Don't wave it all about like that. Someone may see. Now, hurry on to Falcon's Nest. You want to deliver it to Emerisel. And remember, this meeting never happened. If anyone asks, you don't know me.
Why are we smuggling for them? We don't even know them.
Don't.
What do I get from it, huh?
We're doing a favor for the Duran daddies, okay?
Is it a favor though? I don't remember meeting that guy ever. Where are we going?
Never wave your package in public. Good advice. I mean, look, there's a time and there's a place, okay?
You left me.
Teleport across to the Chocobo Keep so we can ride over to the Falcon's Nest. Goodbye. Shaking my head.
I don't know. Maybe you want to grab another quest. I don't know if
But
you
yes,
can do
Kata.
this.
There's a time and there's a place, and Ishgard is not that time or place. It's too cold. It's too cold.
I've not the right place.
What are you doing? How did you get lost? There's nowhere else to go.
You left me.
Go. Go to Falcon's Nest. That's where we're going for the quest. Just teleport there. Matt would wave his package in Amric's office, not gonna lie. What is wrong with you, Kata? What is goddamn? Leave Amric alone. Also, Kuro, where are you? There you are.
Chocobo.
I'm waiting with Emerisl. Just making sure I'm petting my Quacken. Okay. What's that look? We don't tolerate funny business here at the Falcon's Nest. If you have no business here, I suggest you move along. Oh, yeah? What about this? Oh, my package. Happy day. I was worried my friend would not be able to get it. Now, let's take a look here. God, what is it? A masterpiece, beyond compare. The very glory of it inspires an indescribable fulfillment. A crescendo of righteous emotions. I feel my faith in the church renewed, my spirit cleansed by its presence. Thank you for this, adventurer. Remember, no one must know of this. What? 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 What was it?
Excuse me.
At first, I thought I'd be grateful for a peaceful posting, but now I'm not so sure. Grant. What was it? What?
Something about mom.
What? What? Kata, explain. What did we just give this man?
I think he just got high.
What? What did we just do? All right, let's go back to the foundation. Hello, Monsieur Chocobo. Don't worry about it.
That's not answering the question. Oh, I'm faster. I'm faster. My Chocobo is faster.
Huh? Okay, we're heading up to the airship. Goodbye.
Don't leave me again.
Stop getting left behind.
Is this where the airship is?
It's at the astrology. We were there before. And then speak to the airship ticketer. We're going to Cloud Top. Oh, and we didn't even have to pay for this.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, it's so sunny today.
It is very sunny. Okay. So you have to go deliver a letter. Oh boy. We also have a couple of other quests here as well. I think likewise we have to unlock an ether current.
Why am I almost dead again?
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot about the cats. Hello, cats. Bye. I think Souko said that we should be able to get those as a minion, right?
Yes, Souko has it as a minion.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Okay, right.
Ah, Mielikka, you're looking well, but what brings you here to Cloudtop? If there is aught you require, you only need to ask. Rose oil? Ah, a letter from Lord Emanuele. I'm terribly sorry about this. I never imagined he would attempt something so shameless. I'm afraid to say he's always been like this. House Heilenarte and House Forton have always maintained good relations, and as such, those close in years often spend time together from an early age. I spent much of my youth playing together with Lord Emanuele, but now I fear he still clings too tightly to memories of our youth. Though I admit it is sometimes to my benefit. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same for Torcephers. No doubt he asked you to come in his place. I can sympathize with his anxiety over upsetting Lord Emanuele, but this is no way to treat a guest. Please accept this as a token of my apology. I realize it's not much, but it is all I can offer at present. That's indeed not much.
That's it.
But she has.
And it's an Ether Current quest.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say that I appreciate that that we get a little bit more backstory between the two of them. That's nice.
Yeah, I like getting like generic character lore and like world lore and not just the main story lore, you know.
Laniette seeks an adventurer with a delicate touch. Look, what I will say is that I liked this quest more than the package quest. Okay, I didn't know what the hell was going on with the package. This I understood what the package was.
Like we got no resolution to that quest. Like we just smuggled something, and we will never know, I guess. Excuse me, Mielikka. A moment of your time, if I may. I recently received a special request for assistance with zoological research, but am at a loss as to how to fulfill it. Are you familiar with Gaelic cats? They bear a striking resemblance to kittens, but with wings. An acquaintance of mine is writing an article on their physiology and requires a sample of their wings for her work. Their sweet appearance belies a rather nasty temperament, and if it were simply a matter of slaying them, I would handle it myself. The problem, however, is that taking a proper sample requires a delicate touch, a certain finesse that is beyond the capabilities of my men and myself. Because they are so fragile, you may not obtain a proper sample from the first you fell. But I have no doubt a woman of your talents can procure a wing of immaculate quality. I realize this is a rather personal request, but I would be forever in your debt. So you want us to kill them anyway, okay.
We are clipping their wings.
And killing them.
We're clipping their wings.
And killing them.
Yes. Oh, the Gaelic cats. Look, it's for science. All right, Gildan, what's happening? Gildan seeks help to learn more of the Vanu's plans.
Is he gonna like become friends with the Vanu and learn how to cook from them?
Your timing is perfect as always. I was thinking of your recent encounter with the Vanu, and I recalled reports from our men who patrol the area. They often catch the Vanu on higher ground, in places that offer commanding views of the surrounding area. It's believed they are conducting routine surveillance, but to what end? We know not. But I mean to find out, and I would have you assist me. Pray return to where you first sighted the Vanu and search for clues. Whatever they are scheming, we must know of it. Okay. Up. Up.
Cats.
The cats. Okay. We have to kill the dodos as well.
More cats. I got it.
I got it as well. Hop on. Because we're right next to it, we'll hand it in. Because we are right next to the Rose House.
How far is your research? I realize obtaining an undamaged Gaelic cat wing is no easy feat. My, what an extraordinary find! I am pleased to see your persistence has paid off. With this, she can resume her work on KatatoniK. Ah, how forgetful of me not to mention it sooner. This sample is meant for Atelone, the renowned naturalist. She's hard at work on a new article for New Eorzean Geographic. And requested a sample to be delivered with the utmost haste. You can be sure she will hear it was the incomparable Mielikka who made possible her latest work on KatatoniK.
Nice.
We better get like credit in the magazine, and like we get to read it, and there's like little credit in here.
Yes, yes. The ducks are in the new geography. The new geographic.
Uh-huh.
Good.
Similarities in names are complete accident, right?
Yes. Yeah, that was really quick.
It was quick.
Which I don't mind.
Those are like
There we
small
go.
quests. They're a lot like, you know, starting quests.
Well, I mean, not really. This is meant to be a follow-up quest. Like for the last one that we did, we had to run all the way across the entire region to get to the zoo. So in comparison, I appreciate how brief these ones here.
Yeah, but I mean in
the
style,
Cloud
like
Islands.
those sound a lot like starting quests again. Oh, it's this guy again.
Waiting is boring, like watching moss grow on rocks. But I must. What? Netherlings? Return to interfere again?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
the same
again.
guy. I just wanted to be the same guy every time.
Oh, there's a thing on the floor.
Okay.
He was chewing on a bone.
They're gonna make a soup out of that bone one day.
I hope so. Look, we didn't get soup in Falcon's Nest, okay? I want
We
soup
didn't.
here at least.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Gildon will give us food again. To the
Will be
sadness,
good then.
to the sadness of my inventory.
But this should be the last quest, and then we can continue with the MSQ. We're just wrapping up the starting zones.
By the way, there are still some quests in like Lanosia that we didn't do.
Lanosia?
In Utter
do you
Lanosia, we
mean?
left some quests intentionally.
No, yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Are we ever gonna do them, or?
Yeah, we'll do them eventually. Ah, good to see you return safely. So tell me, what did you discover of the Vanu's plotting? Oh, we have this bone.
Beautiful.
Oh my, what have we here? There's a pattern of some sort etched into the bone. It doesn't appear to be of any manner of lettering. Perhaps they use bones like this to keep record of their observing from atop the cliffs. This could be an opportunity I've been looking for. The kindling to ignite the fire in the hearts of my men. We must delve further and get to the bottom of this.
Beef stew, popoto pancakes, very nice, and apple juice.
I'm getting this too.
I'm getting this too because I'm pretty sure I can exchange it for something.
But for now, he has no follow-up quests. That's weird.
Yeah, I expected a follow-up after this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, with this, we are now done here. Before we go to Limsa Luminsa, we are going to travel to Mordona. Because there may be quests in Mordona. There may be quests.
Maybe. According to the main storyline, we're not supposed to be in Mordona, so I don't know.
It will look on the way to Limsa Luminsa, we're going to Mordona. So we did all the crafting stuff. There is the level 70. Okay, no, there's nothing here. I just wanted to double check and make sure that we weren't missing anything. Other than the level 60 Master Craftsman stuff. But yeah, that's fine.
Also, in case you guys didn't know, this crystal break almost arrested us. Almost.
It was close. Now we can go to... I'm just blindly going to Limsa. I assume this is where we need to go. We're not going to Ul'dah, right?
We're going to Limsa. Because we're supposed to meet with the Admiral.
I just didn't know if we were meeting the Admiral in another location. Guess we're going to Limsa and... Just double checking. Okay, there's no other quests here.
I'm still loading.
There is someone playing a harp though.
Did they eat the lady on the bench?
Clap, clap. Okay, let's go. Let's leave before she starts another song, otherwise you have to stay.
Run!
Oh, the post Moogle's gone.
Wasn't he on the other bridge?
No, he was here.
Yeah, but he was
gone.
supposed to be... Because he's back to work.
Yeah. I thought maybe he would come back with this expansion, but no. At least for now, anyway, he's gone.
Alfina.
Oh. Hello. Remember Alfino?
Yeah, remember Alfina?
Speak with the surgeon, Xanthael, when you're ready to meet the Admiral. He will admit us to the bridge.
Do you think... Okay, now, bets. Do you think there will be voice acting?
There should be. It's MSQ. We are going to get a cutscene. There should be voice acting. The Admiral has been expecting you. Say the word and I will take you to her. Let's go. Come on, don't disappoint us.
Friends, 'tis good to see you safe and well. I will admit I had not counted on you seeking, let alone finding refuge within the Holy See, but full glad was I to learn that you had.
Thankfully, we had allies there who took us under their wing. And theirs was not the only aid we receive, I suspect. When we fled Ul'dah, we fully expected to become wanted men, known to all and hounded at every turn. Yet that did not come to pass. On the contrary, 'twould seem the charges against us have not been made public. Might we have you to thank for that, Admiral?
Sharp as ever, Master Elfino. On Marshal Terrapin's urging, the Elder Seed Seer and I demanded that the Syndicate suppress news of the Scion's alleged crimes until such time as irrefutable evidence could be found. Our argument was simple. Lacking proof, to accuse the saviors of the realm of so unlikely a crime would have the people up in arms. In their wisdom, the Syndicate agreed, as you yourself have seen. There is something you should know. Some few days prior to the banquet, the Elder Seedseer and I were summoned for a private audience with the Sultana. There, she revealed her intent to announce her abdication, that she might pave the way for the establishment of an Ul'dah republic.
What? But such an announcement would have plunged the entire nation into chaos.
She was well aware of that. 'Twas for fear of what might ensue that she summoned us. Her Grace wanted the Elder Seedseer and I to lend Raoban a helping hand, you see? To aid him in preserving the peace during the transition.
So, having somehow caught wind of her plan, Lolorito and Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination in the hope of maintaining the constitutional status quo. But they must have known that her death would sow as much chaos as her abdication. Chaos from which Teleji alone might feasibly stand to profit. Surely Lolorito would never knowingly... Ah, could it be? I dare not hope.
The Ul'dah authorities have yet to announce the Sultana's passing. To allay any suspicion that may arise from Her Grace's absence, they have issued a statement to the effect that she is presently convalescing from illness.
Mayhap they're waiting for a fitting moment to break the news. Or mayhap they know of some other reason to delay.
Something else has been bothering me, Admiral. I was dismayed to learn that General Raoban is to be executed. Yet upon hearing the news, I could not help but wonder why he had been kept alive for so long. Pray mistake not my meaning. I am, of course, overjoyed that our friend still draws breath, and that he might yet be saved. But if his enemies truly wished to eliminate him, they could have done so immediately. I see no reason for this delay.
Aye, you've struck upon an important point, Master Alphino. Following his capture, Raoban had been held in the Marasaja pit within Ul'dah. In recent days, however, he has reportedly been moved to an unknown location. Queerly, 'twas not the brass blades who spirited him away either, but a band of soldiers decked in blue.
The Crystal Braves.
Aye. If I read the winds aright, the arrangement between Lord Lolorito and the Braves has come under strain. At any rate, if we're to rescue Raoban, we'll have to find him first. And you'll be glad to hear that I have already entrusted the task to those best able to see it done. Our friends of Doma.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? They changed her voice actor as well.
They did, and I don't like it either.
I don't like it either. She sounds less commanding, and she sounds older as well.
Yeah, she does
More
sound
elderly.
older.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't either. God damn it. Shaking my head.
I will say I am noticing slight improvement from Alphino's voice actor in terms of his own skill. It's still not the old voice though.
Mm-hmm. Ugh.
Yeah.
But
I am
yeah,
not sure about this voice.
there were a couple of things that are weird, right? Like that are being shown.
Mhm.
So apparently we're not wanted.
Mm-hmm. Which
they,
would
they said that
explain why we can just travel around the cities.
kind of, but then why was the Crystal Braves talking about like arresting us?
Oh.
Clearly they can't arrest us.
I mean, from what she said now, it looks like the whole scheming plot is also kind of falling apart, and like there is some discrepancies between what each party wanted.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it sounds like what was his name? What's the guy who was fighting Raban? What's his name?
Ilbert?
Ilbert. Yeah, it sounds like Ilbert may be breaking off and he may start doing his own thing. Like obviously he's still leading the Crystal Braves, but it sounds like he's not necessarily aligned with Lolorito at the moment. Outside, and that's fine. But outside of that, like not announcing that the Sultana is dead, that's kind of yikes. That's kind of yikes because one, the Sultana's apparently sick, but two, then what was the reason for them announcing the execution of Raban?
Yeah, that is confusing. Why was Raban brought up like in public and nothing else?
Yeah.
Like specifically Raban.
Yeah. So
because like it makes sense for them to try to get rid of him, but why announce only him and nothing else?
Yeah. Like it would just be cleaner if they just killed him, and then after they killed him, they'd say that like he like killed the Sultana, and so he had to be stopped or something. And the Sultana's dead. Anyway, are you ready?
I'm thinking if it had anything to do with the fact that there were these random people at the banquet, and they saw parts of it.
They didn't give a fuck.
Wouldn't they say what happened as well?
Well, I mean, those random people, they're meant to be the syndicate, so I guess they're all in on it anyway.
I guess so, but like, wouldn't like rumors spread or whatever?
It would, 100% it would. The fact that there were Crystal Braves and Brass Blades there, 100% rumors would spread.
Yeah. It's weird direction that they're going for.
Yeah. Go for it.
Raban's survival is vital to the Eorzean alliance. We can ill afford to lose him. But I cannot send troops into Ul'dah. It would spell the end of the alliance, and war like as not. If there is to be a rescue, it falls to you and yours to attempt it.
I would not have it any other way, Admiral. It was I who founded the Crystal Braves, and I who must take responsibility for their actions.
Spoken like a true leader, Master Alphino. By way of a first step, you should seek out our Doman contact. You will find her among the frontier hands at Revenant's Stall, working in a kitchen.
To the kitchen.
What happened to Horrible there?
Let's speak to Alphino.
Okay, hold on. Alphino.
The Crystal Braves may no longer answer to me, but that does not absolve me of my responsibility. As commander, I am accountable for all the wrongs they have committed, all the havoc they have wreaked. Merle.
Though it's useless to dwell on the past, I often wonder if I could have, and should have, done more for you and Raban that day.
Yes.
Leaving the banquet was tantamount to leaving you and yours for dead. Should you think me craven, I wouldn't hold it against you.
I do.
But I will make it up to you. This I swear. Come what may, know that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn can count on our cooperation. I mean, most of them are dead anyway.
They're dead. They should be dead. They're not, but they should be. I'm speaking to the big boy.
Yeah, read his name, please.
No.
Please. I insist.
Would that we could join you in rescuing the Flame General. But the Sultanate would not take kindly to a foreign power on their soil. Allies or no. The Sultanate is dead!
Yeah, there is no
Sultana
Sousou.
is no more. God. Shaking my head. Alright. Let's go downstairs. Crystal Brain sounds like you could sell it for a good price. Oh, God.
Did you call them crystal brains?
Yeah, I said the Crystal Brains.
Nice. Are they related
Okay.
to diamond hands?
Let's get out of here. To Revenant's Toll. To the kitchen. What's her name? Yuri? Yugiri?
Yugiri.
Yugiri.
But I don't think that's our contact.
Okay.
What?
Hop on. Hop, 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 hop.
Are we going to the kitchen?
Yeah, to the kit of Rowena. Rowena's kitchen.
Mm. Just dropped me in the middle.
Is it upstairs?
I
guess
think
it's
it may be upstairs, yeah.
Yep. Alright, hop on. Oh, right, because the diner is upstairs.
Yeah.
True. Okay. Oh, storeroom.
I just imagine us like running around and like accidentally walking into the storeroom.
Ah, look at him go. Oh, look at her go.
But
She's whisking the eggs.
But did you see what she said?
And she's like, oh, why couldn't the tables be lower?
Yeah.
She's standing on a stool. Look, that Souko. This needs to be an emote. We need to be able to whisk. Look. Ah,
She's whisking nothing, but hey.
she is whisking nothing. But this 100% needs to be an emote. Let us whisk. Look, if we can sweep, we can whisk.
Souko agrees. Souko, make it happen.
make it so. Call up Yoshi P.
Yeah, his personal
Stop.
number, because you have it, obviously.
Yes. Stop the production of 6.1. Okay? Top of the list of the features of 6.1. Whisking emote.
No, top of the list is shearing caracals. This can be second.
This will be second.
Alfie, no.
Alfie. Could she be the Doman contact of whom the Admiral spoke? So we're not speaking to Yugiri, it is Higiri.
Yeah, she was in our base before, if you remember.
Yeah.
Mistress Mielikka, I knew in my heart that you were safe, but to see you again in the flesh. Words cannot well express my relief. Even as the victory feast was taking place, the Crystal Braves stood upon us and took the rising stones by force. Amid the chaos, some few of my compatriots and I were able to slip away unnoticed. Since then, we have remained in Revenant's Stall, keeping watch over the mutineers while awaiting your return. You have done well by us, and we Domans do not soon forget our debts. We swear to do all within our power to aid you.
Higiri is eager to assist you.
Shortly before you arrived, I received a word from Lim Salominsa that you were searching for General Rauban. As the Admiral will have informed you, he was recently moved from his cell in the Marasaja pit. At the same juncture, Yu Hase and the 3rd unit were observed leaving the Rising Stones. This can be no simple coincidence. Their purpose, we believe, is to escort the Flame General to the scene of his execution. Suffice it to say, we have people shadowing the 3rd. If you would join the hunt, pray seek out the Were at Highbridge, where I too am bound.
Yu Hasa is going to be the first one we encounter.
Yeah.
Let's speak with Higiri.
My comrades
Okay,
pursue the
so-
3rd unit braves as we speak.
Yeah.
Nothing, do you have anything to say?
Is he?
Yeah, kind of.
Yet again, our German friends proved their worth. Lolorito was a fool to refuse them asylum.
I mean, we talked about it.
Look, the refugee thing was complicated, okay?
Yeah.
It's a camp drive-in!
Remember how Mielikka kicked the other refugees?
She did. I hope she's dead.
Wow.
Nah, she won't be dead. I mean, she's the one that ran off, if you remember. Obviously, we're going to find out what she was doing. If you remember, she was like called by Heidelin to do something else.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what, but she had to do something else.
My people need me.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. You know what would be a throwback?
Hmm?
If they showed up at the church again. Remember the church?
Remember the church?
Yeah, remember the church? Remember how this was supposed to be the safe haven for the Scions of the Seventh
Yeah, this was where we were supposed to be hiding.
Dawn? Yeah.
What happened to that? Also, we can't feed apparently.
Shaking my head.
Look,
She
it's
is
so pretty
whisking
at night.
dreams.
Look, it's all shiny.
This. Whisking with 1,000% full determination. Yeah, she is getting that done. She is whisking. It's great. It's the guy with the hair.
No, he's here. Okay, hold on. Higiri. Look at her outfit. It has been a while since last I wore this garb. Since I came to Revenant's Stall, my days have been spent in kitchens. Fear not, however. Though I have learned to wield a skillet, I have not forgotten the use of a dagger.
Alfie. Yuhasa. The mere mention of the name calls to mind the moment I felt the kiss of cold steel against my neck. True.
And you never knew a thing, give it... Whatever.
You got stabbed, Alfie. I've been expecting you. Time is of the essence, so I'll be direct. Yuhasa and his men are bound for Halatali. We believe that this is where they intend to carry out the execution. Hozan is presently keeping watch over the entrance. Let us make haste and join him.
Wait, so does that mean we're gonna have like a special Halatali run, or what?
We may intercept them before they get to Halatali. We'll see. We shall see. But I'm a little bit surprised we're doing so much outside of the new Korthus regions. Usually when a new expansion comes out, you're like exclusively in the new zones of the new expansion, but here we're traveling back to the old ones. Which I'm fine with. Off. Tell me when you're ready, Cooper. Top of the list is definitely 6.1, so you can finally meet Matt. We'll get there. We'll get there. Hello, Kuro. Okay. It's okay, everyone. She's turkey. But yeah, like obviously story-wise it makes plenty of sense that we're not in the new zones. But yeah, we so quickly left them, which is a little bit surprising to me. I thought we would have we spoke about this last time, but I thought we were going to stay in Ishgard longer. We were going to stay there, you know, gather a decent like a team, like a decent force, like a Ocean's 11 crew, and then go and save Rauban. But no, they're just kind of speeding us through it. They're like, nah, let's go. we gotta go save him.
I'm alive, I think.
Welcome back.
This hurts.
Welcome back.
I choked on nothing.
Nice.
Oh god, it hurts.
Raban ties to Halatali are well known. That Ilbert should choose this of all places to stage his execution is no coincidence. The fiend. Are there no depths to which he will not stoop?
I mean, as we know, he's like his old friend, right?
I hope we don't fight Ilbert now. I think it's too soon. It's way too soon to fight Ilbert, but we'll see.
Yeah, but what I mean is like he seemed like jealous of how far Raban got.
Yeah.
Because they started from similar place.
Yeah. You come at a good time, my friends. But moments ago, the traitor Ilbert arrived and entered Halatali. From this, we may be certain that General Raban is being held within. Oh. Hosen would brief you on the mission to rescue Raban. There is no time to lose. General Alden may be executed at any moment. You must enter Halatali and free him from his captors. Please see to your preparations and tell me when you're ready to proceed. One of our own will accompany you inside. Is this a...
It's a trial. Like, solo trial.
I'll disband the party.
Okay.
Proceed.
I'm sure nothing will go wrong. I definitely won't have to repeat this like 3 times.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I will not turn too easy.
Oh.
Ooh, what an entrance.
Pray, forgive me my lateness.
Lady Ugiri!
Master Alphino, I am pleased to see that the light of resolve shines in your eyes once more.
Ah, yes. How pathetic I must have seemed to you when we last met. I am ashamed to recall it. For a time I was well and truly lost. But with the aid of my comrades, I have since refound my purpose, and I shall take care not to misplace it again.
Since your escape from Ul'dah, my fellow shinobi and I have shadowed the Crystal Braves every step, in hopes of learning the Scion's whereabouts. Regrettably, our investigation has yet to yield any useful information. Pray, forgive us.
You need not apologize, my lady. We are grateful for all that you have done on our behalf. Besides, Raban is no less a friend, and we cannot well abandon him to his fate.
Hosen, the 3 of us shall attend to the Flame General's rescue. Pray, draw away the guards by the entrance. Take Dowade and Higiri with you.
Nice.
With me!
Hold on, first things first. Do I have food? I have a pizza. Let's eat the omelette. Can I talk to them? Hold on. Can I talk to them? I can't talk to them. That's unfortunate. Which direction am I supposed to be going? Wow, I'm just in the middle. Guess we're going this way. I guess we're not going this way. Rescue Raban. I literally have no idea where I'm going. Oh, but there's someone here. There are enemies, so this must be the right way because there are enemies.
Away with you!
Wow, the voice acting. I have to say the voice acting doesn't really fit the scene, considering we're just fighting like single people. They're like all fired up. Oh, I'm poisoned. Good to know. Did I?
Leave this to me.
Trying to take down the conjurer. There we go. Guys, why am I the tank? Last I checked, I'm a DPS.
Hello, Kuro.
I am still fighting. I might have gotten lost.
How do you? We've been to Halatali before.
I went the wrong way.
What do you mean you went the wrong way? There's
I
nowhere else
actually
to
don't know
go.
where to go.
What are you talking about?
Hold on.
Oh my god.
This map is not helping.
What do you mean?
Because on the map it shows you every path and some of them are blocked.
What? Just go forward.
I am going.
Just go forward to where the boss is. Oh god.
Running in circles.
What do you mean you're running in circles? Oh god. I don't like this.
I'm waiting for the boss to spawn.
What do you mean? Did you find Roban?
Yeah.
Okay, go up to him. Just go up to him.
Okay, are you waiting for the cinematic thingy, talking thingy?
I'm waiting for. Yeah, I'm waiting in the dialogue right now.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Also, thank you, Souko. Souko says that he also gets lost in Haratali. There you go. He is bound by some manner of magitech device, yet I dare not force it open. It may well be booty trapped. Booty trapped? Booby trapped.
Did you say booty trapped?
Look.
They have trapped Rauban's booty. Oh no.
Together with the booby. Look.
I have heard of such devices. The Crystal Braves will possess the key. Let us split up and look for it.
See, they did it intentionally.
That will not be necessary. Yuhasa? Yeah. Pray, do not take it personally, my friends. You are the victims of harsh economic conditions?
Yeah?
What? Happily, you will not suffer for long. This poison will convey you swiftly onto the bosom of Thou, where I hope to join you after passing of many prosperous years. What? What?
What?
What?
He's actually GLaDOS and he's gonna like put neurotoxin now?
He is. Oh my god.
He actually is. Oh, she's healing. Don't care. Just shoot things.
Why is Yuhasa setting through green mist.
Wow.
What?
Do you know where we're supposed to go?
I'm just following the path.
Okay. So I think I'm
And
gonna
I found
lose.
enemies, so I assume that I'm going the right direction.
See, this quest is not very obvious.
Well, I haven't gotten lost yet, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. So it sounds like you also don't know where to go, so.
I'm taking educated guesses.
Also, can someone teach Alfino how to use Asuna? Please and thank you. Because he's healing me, but I would like an Asuna.
Oh, there.
Oh, found it. I'm still running.
Let's follow the globs. Follow the gems.
I don't see any. Can't even leave this place.
Also, good morning, that king. Good morning. I got rid of the mist.
Because of you, Giri, our band is actually getting better. It's kind of funny. Because I watched, as I was leaving, he was at 49 and now he's at above 50. He's actually healing. I have disabled the mist.
Nice.
Now where do I go?
And you keep going to the next room.
Next room?
Yes,
There's no room.
there is.
Oh, the gate opened. Okay.
Hello, it's me, Dongarino Macaroni, president of Copy Pasta Industries. We have received many complaints from your stream about the lack of copy pasta products your chat is using. As your sponsor, we suggest you supply your chat with more katas or dongers to keep your chat up to the company standards. Thank you for your time.
That's some
Thank you,
high quality
Ducky.
cappuccino.
Huh. After you beat the Crystal Braves, they drop a key, you get the key, and you run back to Roban and set him
Why
free.
would they have the key though?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't you Hasa have the key?
He should have the key. It's that should have been a Yu Yu Hasta fight.
Yeah, I don't
We'll
understand
see.
why like a just a regular soldier would have the key and not the one commanding. Considering that it's supposed to be like an important thing for them.
Is this Heaven's Ward? This is Heaven's Ward. This
Yes,
is
Darky.
the first expansion.
You have missed us reaching Heaven's Ward. Also, when are you playing Darky? The free trial is on again.
Tell me when you're ready. I have dialogue.
I am running.
We need pasta award next. Oh god. I don't want the free trial. I need to actually buy it. Then buy it. So I want to be a a bunny boy. There you go.
I mean, free to do so.
Can be a bunny boy
Are you serious?
if you wish. Tell me when you're ready. Tell me when you're ready.
I am ready.
Oh, my thanks. But slowly, General. You are yet weak from your ordeal.
Nevertheless, we must quit this place.
No, why are you here? I should have known. What are clever contrivances to the Warrior of Light? Well done, hero. We are no longer the Warrior of Light. God
Shh,
damn.
they don't know.
God damn.
Oh, all of them are here. Nice.
Ilbert. You mean to struggle on then? Very well. If you would stand in my way, I will cut you down like all the rest.
I just want to point out the guy on the right, the Lancer, he was the guy that we saw conspiring with the Empire and then we accepted him anyway. Just want to point that out.
Come, Silence. Let's get this over with. Again, I'm going to be very disappointed if this is where Ilbert dies.
Yeah.
Because he's a big deal.
Yeah.
And he went toe-to-toe with Roban. It should be a raid if we were to fight him.
Yeah, it would be kind of disappointing if this like line just ends here.
Yeah.
Okay, who do I want to attack first? Okay, Crystal Brave Archer. I'm killing it.
Golden Eye Yu Hasa.
Golden Eye.
I'm killing him first.
Meanwhile, Ilbert, the dual blade. That's what a nickname.
I have you now.
Oh, there's the Conjurer. I was looking for you.
It is nothing.
I was looking for the Conjurer to cut them from healing first.
I'm not finished yet.
Hey, Yu Hasa. Let's go. It's done. Laurentius. Done. Gilbert.
I'll
No,
tear
I'm
you
gonna
limb
get
from
you.
limb.
Make sure you get behind him when he does the blade attack.
What blade attack? I'm fighting him head on because I'm tanking for some reason.
For Alamigo!
For Lalamigo.
Let me go.
This changes nothing.
I've heard this quote before.
It is over, Ilbert. Lay down your arms and surrender yourself to justice.
Justice? Justice for what exactly? 'Twas not I who assassinated the Sultana, boy.
Ere we debate who is responsible for the assassination, I would ask whether an assassination took place at all.
Oh, clever little shite.
If you think you fight for justice, lass, you best wake up. The truth is, you fight for whoever bloody well tells you to. Can you not see you're being used? By the Scions, the City-States, even the Crystal Braves? They none of them care a whit what you want. Only what you can do for them. And how do I know this? Because I'm the same. A pawn to be used as my masters see fit. All I ever wanted was to liberate my homeland, and I ate dirt to make it happen. But what have I achieved after all these years in servitude? Nothing. Not a bloody thing! If we ourselves are not free to think and to act, how are we ever to reclaim our homeland? Know this. There is nothing I would not give to take back Alamigo. Nothing!
You'll not get away!
No, Master Alphino. Now is not the time.
I'm but a cripple and a fool. And still you came for me. I'm in your debt.
We are all of us fools of fate, General. But even fools have a part to play.
This is a tempting answer, not gonna lie. But I don't want to call him that.
Rest assured,
You
I
had
was
the
not
choice,
planning to
Koopa.
die till I'd avenged the
They
Sultana.
clicked.
Still, your words are welcome, lass. Know this, Ilberd. There is nothing I would not give to see you pay for what you've done. My wealth, my arm, my life. Nothing.
General, are you aware that Lord Lolorito has yet to announce the Sultana's death to the public?
What? No. No, I was not aware of that, nor of anything else outside my cell. 'Tis passing strange, though. I assumed the bastard would make it known at the first opportunity, and set about tearing down the Sultanate.
As did we all. And it is indeed strange that he did not. Strange, or perhaps revealing. Now, I have no conclusive proof, nor do I wish to give you false hope, but I have reason to believe that Her Grace may yet live.
What? But how can that be?
Forgive me, friends, but it is not safe here. Let us continue this conversation without...
Hello, Koopa.
Hello.
What?
What?
Mate, I'm gonna be so disappointed if the Sultana's not dead.
Yeah, honestly, if this is right, like, I feel like they're gonna make it like Lorolito didn't want Sultana to be dead because he has some kind of advantage thanks to that for whatever reason, and that's why he told, like, that's why he schemed to poison the Sultana, but like it was like, you know, like the poison in the Romeo and Juliet where she actually wakes up after a while.
kind of like, so if you remember, I like Lolorito, you know, because he's the mastermind, and he isn't necessarily a bad person. He just looks after himself. So
he's like very calculated person. Like
yes,
he doesn't have any emotional like.
Yes, and we never found out what his involvement was with Adeleji Teleji, right? Mm-hmm. And it was kind of hinted at that the only reason why he took part in all of in it is just to get Adeleji killed so that he can just take over. And what you're saying would make a lot of sense. The fact that Lolorito would have his own plan and actually not allow the Sultana to die. But despite that, hello Souko.
Souko descends from the heaven.
Yeah, despite that, even if that is the case, like, and I kind of like that as a character thing, I do think that would be overall a negative thing for the overall story, because her death was pretty impactful to a lot of characters.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would just overall detract from the story if she's not dead. Like she needs to stay dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that was a big deal.
It was.
Oh,
and also, but like, yeah, it makes sense because we were wondering how come that, like, you know, that the guy would like the Sultana would abdicate anyway, but another guy poisoned her. You know, like we were wondering why that was happening. I guess that would explain it, right?
Yeah. Oh boy. I feel it made sense to stop there if you leave Roban there, Mr. Slop. Who is Mr. Sloppy?
Yeah, who is Mr. Sloppy? I actually don't get it.
Why are you calling him Sloppy? Is it because he is sloppy in his plan?
But who?
He's Ilbert. What? I feel like this is a meme that we haven't been introduced to yet.
Yeah, this is a meme that we don't know.
Mm-hmm. Dividing forces open you up to flanking. I mean, sure, but from my understanding, we had control of the entrance of Halatali. Because if you remember, we weren't the only ones there. There was the guy who led us there, and there was also Nigiri as well. Like, we had two others that were here. Anyway. Ilbert sometimes shouts sloppy during the... Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, he did say for La Lamigo.
Yeah, it clearly sounded like for La Lamigo. Not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. Alright, here are the ninjas. See, this is what I mean. Like, we had ninjas waiting outside anyway. Like we were the ones who were supposed to have set a trap, but we just let him go.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with, just because Ilbert shouldn't be dying. But I thought it was silly that he did like the ninja flashbang thing. He's like, huh!
It wasn't even ninja flashbang. It was just flashbang.
Yeah, and the smoke clears and you just see him running in the distance. I was like,
it's like he was trying to show the ninja that he can do it too, and then like he just fails miserably, and they're like,
Yeah. But I don't like that because like you shouldn't show him failing, because he's meant to be a big deal, you know? Like showing stuff like that like makes him look silly. Which I don't think is what we should be doing. Anyway, talking to Delaware.
The general is safe. What news without?
My lady, the guards have been subdued, as per your command. See, they subdued the guards. We have since kept watch over the entrance. There has been no further activity.
Then Ilbert and his minions have fled via some other egress. Egress? Scour the perimeter for signs of their passing.
At once, my lady. Oh, it's you again.
Is that the priest? That would be funny.
General Alden, I presume, and the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Why do you draw weapons so quickly?
We are investigators. Hands up. Who are you? Identify yourself. Pray do not be alarmed. My mistress is a friend, and I come bearing a message of goodwill. For your own safety, she bade me direct your steps to the Waking Sands. Know that Master Urianger awaits you there, along with others sympathetic to your cause. It's Boulder and Mama
so?
Philia. What's her name? What's her name? Minphilia's mom? Flamin. Yeah, all of them. It's all of them.
I think it may be just Alizae.
I assure you, maybe. General Alden, if you would come with me, I have prepared a carriage that you may travel in comfort, safe from prying eyes.
But we did see Urianger, talking to Ashens. Just want to remind everyone.
Yeah. Also, this reminds me, because I didn't get to hear your reaction to it, but why do they make Raoban British?
They made everyone
and Ilbert
British.
as well.
Everyone is
British. That was so weird. I'm like, sure, if you want to like white cast everyone, fine, but specifically Raoban and Ilbert, like...
Yeah, they're supposed to be from another culture, right?
Yeah, and Raoban's previous voice actor was fine. Like it was also kind of iconic as well.
A lot of previous voice actors were fine, as we know. But it seems like they just fired everyone and got like an entire British cast.
Yeah. It feels like they outsourced to like one company, and the company just is based in Britain, so they had like their own team of voice actors. They're like, all right, yep, just assign the roles. It's a shame. It's a shame.
It is a shame. Also, can I just say that it looks like every time there's an Alamigan that wants to fight for their country, they turn out to be like really crazy. It's suspicious. And then like also in the Monk quest line they talk about Alamigo and what it used to be. And apparently Alamigo was like, invading other countries until it wasn't. So like there are reasons why other people may not like them.
They redid all the VAs regardless. Squeenix always use British VAs for stuff. I don't think so. They don't use like British VAs for the other Final Fantasy games.
I don't think 15 is British though.
Yeah, like 15 isn't British either. I do think that it does feel like they just hired a company. Like they hired a British company, like which is why all the voice actors happen to be British. I really doubt it was like it was like they had individual casting for every single character. I think they just outsourced it. That's what it feels like anyway. Alright, Alfie. I've spoken with Urianger via Link Pearl. He confirms the man's... Oh yeah, remember Link Pearls?
Yeah, remember Link Pearls?
Oh yeah, remember them. Raoban is in safe hands. Let us make our own way to Vesper Bay.
Do you remember that we can teleport?
We can teleport.
Nah.
Dragon Quest uses British VAs too. I mean, yeah, it doesn't. I'm not saying that they can't use them, but they don't use them for everything.
Oh,
like it feels like a very interesting thing that they did here. Huh.
By the way, we're not in party anymore.
Alright. True. Friends lists. Invite to party.
Who are these people? And why are they looking at me? Are you inside?
Not yet.
Where are you?
I'm on my way. Huh.
Why am I always losing frames here? The doors are eating all the frames. Souko, please.
My dearest friends, praise be unto the 12 for delivering you from the clutches of treachery.
Father!
Pippin! My son! And Master Papashan besides!
Forgive me, Father. I should have been at Her Grace's side.
Save your tears. The Sultana yet lives.
You!
It was I who arranged this gathering. And judging by your perplexed expressions, it would seem introductions are in order. I am Dulala, head of the Order of Noldthal, and member of the Syndicate.
What you said about the Sultana, is it true? Is she alive?
Young lady, I understand you were with the Sultana when she drank from the poisoned goblet and collapsed. Would I be correct in assuming that you did not personally verify Her Grace's vital signs?
Why ask when 'tis plain you know the answer?
Calm yourself, General, and let me finish. The truth is not as you imagine it. You are all victims of a most ingenious ruse. A ruse conceived to eliminate the threat posed by Teleji Adeleji. 'Tis my belief that Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination alone, but that Lolorito caught wind of his plot and exploited it to his own ends. He sought to manipulate you into eliminating Teleji for him, and you duly obliged. At one fell swoop, he removed his two foremost rivals, all the while remaining above suspicion.
God strike me down for a fool. But the Sultana, how can it be that she lives?
She lives because Lolorito willed it. Her own lady-in-waiting is but one of his many little birds. By her sleight of hand, the poison was switched for a less deadly draught before it could reach her mistress's lips.
Some manner of sedative, perchance? Of a potency sufficient to induce a slumber like unto death.
Were I to guess, I would say Her Grace is being held somewhere, dreaming dreams of a brighter Ul'dah, even as we speak.
Oh, Nanamo. I will never forgive Lolorito for his part in this.
Though Lolorito's hands are far from clean, they did pluck Her Grace from the jaws of death. That must count for something. And though one may call the man's methods into question, it cannot be denied that he knows the value of stability, to the very gill, like as not. He craves power, 'tis true, but he has no desire to depose the Sultana. I had never taken sides in your feud with the monetarists, but it was not for want of concern for our nation's welfare. Indeed, 'twas out of the desire to see order restored that I furnished your Far Eastern friends with information, and arranged this gathering. I hope you are ready to work, General, for there is much work to be done. Our first priority must be to bring matters back into balance. Lest you forget Her Grace's words, the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. As for the more worldly kind of wealth, I am content to let Lolorito help himself to whatever Teleji Adeleji left behind. You, meanwhile, must do that which you alone can do. Rescue Her Grace, and take your place at her side once more, for her sake and that of our nation.
I did. So first up, now you know why Rauban lost his left arm.
Yeah.
So she can still sit on it.
Yeah, that's just disappointing. That's just disappointing. It just means he lost his arm for no reason then, you know? Like it cheapens her death. It cheapens the end of A Realm Reborn, which is never what you want to do with an expansion. Come on, Square. Like that was good. Like that was a fine ending to A Realm Reborn with the Sultana's death. And
yeah, it was surprising, right? Because like you never think like she would go down.
Yeah, it was meaningful. It was impactful. And to take it away just like that, when we only just started Heavensward, by the way. This isn't like a reveal at the end of the expansion. We just started. We're like 10 quests in. We haven't even explored all of the first 2 zones. We barely touched the game. That's disappointing.
Yeah, I guess we'll see how they handle that.
Yeah.
Also, I have to say, Urianger's voice was so much better in Realm Reborn.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't think it fits.
When it comes to Lolorito, I think I would have liked it more if again, we like everything that they just explained, like we already spoke about, like yeah, like Lolorito, like he planned to just kill Adeleji and all that stuff, and that's fine.
Yeah, like
I guess he
like she was saying that like he doesn't care about Sultana dying, not because like he cares about the Sultana, but because like that would like damage his money, and like, you know, he's just calculating his chances.
Sure, but like they still could have done all of this with the Sultana still dying anyway. Like she didn't have to stay alive for this to happen. Which is the biggest issue that I have with this. Also, if Lolorito suddenly doesn't have sinister plans, then there would have been no reason for us to have to run away, because originally Adeleji was meant to take charge, right, and take over, and apparently no one did, or Lolorito did, right? But like, if he has nothing against us, then he wouldn't have had to chase us down.
I guess the
So
problem.
there would never have been like any kind of enforcement of us.
I guess the problem is because the Crystal Braves are involved, right?
Well, that's literally it. Now it's only the Crystal Braves that are a problem, and like, they don't have power. Really, that was the problem with the Crystal Braves, is that we had to keep like working around all these other forces or institutions and stuff.
Yeah, but Brass Blades are not particularly known for being resistant to bribing and stuff. So.
Well, yeah, but the Brass Blades now work for Lolorito.
Do they, or do they work for Crystal Braves?
No, they work with the people with money, and then fucking Ilbert doesn't have money to give them.
Oh.
He shouldn't.
He has have it. He has a golden eye.
Huh? Yeah,
he's gonna sell his eye.
Yeah.
But before we move on to the next quest, can we explore who else is here?
Yeah, let's run around.
There's Slavsis at the end.
Oh,
entrance.
I don't know. I don't remember who Slavsis is, but okay. The world has gone mad indeed when its saviors branded criminals. My dear sister would be turning in her grave. Right,
Okay,
left to right.
Here?
It's Radolf. I don't know who that is.
We've seen him before.
Yeah. It will take more than this to end the silence, warrior of light. Promise me you'll stand with us till the bitter end.
Hold on, let me first person this.
Okay. Yugi's next. Left to right in a circle.
Okay, I'm trying to find you. First person is difficult to navigate. My fellow Domans and I are glad to have been of service in the Flame General's rescue. If there is aught else we can do, know that we are ever at your disposal. Okay, who's next?
I forgot his name was Pippin.
Yeah, I laughed when he called Pippin. It's like Pippin. I'm like, that's wrong series.
I forgot. And I guess it fits even more because now Roban sounds like Sean Bean. So there you go.
So what you're saying is that Pippin was the son of Boromir.
Yes.
Confirmed.
Father's spirit burns as fiercely as it ever has. I was proud of him when he ruled the Blood Sands as the bull of Alamigo, and I'm proud of him now.
Wait, so he was adopted before Rauban was like in a position. He was adopted back when Rauban was just a gladiator.
Yeah. It avails us not to dwell upon that which we have lost. Nay, we must focus on protecting that which we yet have.
Okay.
We'll leave Arianger because he has a quest. We'll leave him.
I assume these guys don't have anything to say.
It's Wiggs.
Where's Wiggs?
It's Wiggs stand.
Huh?
We, all of us here, believe
Hold on.
in you.
I don't know who you're talking to.
He's next to the vendors. I told you we're going left to right.
I can see
He's
him.
next to the vendors.
Hold on.
There's Haneko, then Taji, and then Wiggs.
Wigstan.
Yes.
Not Wiggs.
Wiggs.
You
It's
call
Wiggs.
Wedge Wiggs.
It's literally Wiggs. There's two Wiggs. We, all of us here, believe in you. Come what may, we will keep our chins up and forge on for the sake of the realm. Aaron?
Ironbound.
No matter how hopeless things seem, I will keep my chin up and press on. 'tis the least I can do to honor the memory of my fallen comrades.
Yeah, this guy, the stream. Hold on. The stream will not remember because we didn't really follow that storyline on stream, but he was one of the 3 friends that were hanging out at the Waking Suns as part of the Scions. Like, they were never part of the main storyline, but he was like a newbie, and they were like, you know, because they were friends, like they were trying to like encourage him and stuff, and both of them died, and he was left alone because he was on a mission.
Ah. Alright, you can be Delaware. Now there's 2 Delawares.
If we are to see stability restored to Ul'dah, we must needs set aside our differences. No more can there be monetarists or royalists.
Alright. Papa. Thank you for rescuing General Raban from the bottom of my heart. To behold him now, gaunt and unkept, it pains me to think of all the hardship he has endured. Alright, Ranger.
What do you have for us?
Oh! Is this like Shiva Extreme? Have we not already done that?
We have not, I don't think.
A chill wind blows in Erosia, and Orianger's eyes bespeak knowledge of the reason why. By thy high deeds were the people of Korthus spared certain doom at the hands of a deiformed entity. Yet, if the missive we have received from Lord Drillmont of House Lurundare speaketh true, 'twould seem that that hard-won respite hath come and gone. Recovered from her wounds, the Lady Iceheart hath rejoined the struggle against Ishgard. Worse, 'tis said that her disciples have already laid claim to a hoard of crystals. A hoard exceeding the quantity but recently wrested from the caverns of House Forton. Caravans, even. 'Tis all but certain that the heretic's mistress intendeth to call upon Saint Shiva once more. And so, once more must Erosia's blade of light be brought to bear against a primal. None save thee hath might enough to defeat such a foe. 'Tis for this reason that Lord Drillmont hath requested thy presence at Whitebrim Front. Pray he thee thither. Then thy tho thumb. What? With all haste. Okay.
Hold on. Do you remember the fact that the last time we faced the Primal, we still had the light, we still had the echo, and we don't now?
Yeah, they're not gonna bring that up.
Like we shouldn't be able to face Shiva anymore.
None save thee can deliver Ishgard from Lady Iceheart's vengeance. Pray hasten thee to yeah. I'm gonna be disappointed if this is how we kill Lady Iceheart. It feels like she should have a bigger role in the story, so I hope Shiva Extreme isn't the end of that.
I would be disappointed if we never like bring up the fact that we don't have Echo anymore, and Shiva just doesn't claim us because she doesn't feel like it. I feel like maybe it will be like, you know, we will stop Shiva because we have Midgard Summer, and like it will be Midgard Summer that will actually talk to Shiva.
We'll see. Before I speak to Alfie, I'm going into the Solar, but okay, never mind. Solar's empty. There's nothing there.
So, Alfie?
Okay.
Yeah, they don't Kata, but like at the same time.
They're part of the game and they have their own lore.
They have a quest. If there was no quest for it, then, you know.
Yeah, it's a part of the story. That's a quest. It's happening. I had not counted on Prioris Dulala herself appearing. In my defense, my suspicions regarding the Sultana proved more prescient.
What does that mean?
Much remains to be done, but in rescuing Raban, we have taken a vital first step towards resolving matters in Ul'dah. We shouldn't have done it. We couldn't have done it without you, Light. Thank you. Oh, we get the ringy. What's this one?
I actually have better.
Jailbreak.
Both of my rings are better.
They're a bard's tale told to drunken folk by your greatest battles against the biggest foes. Not true. The bard's tale are the actual bard's tales that we've been doing. That's different.
There is an actual bard that gives you quests like that. About like we had the Ultima weapon quest, right, from the bard.
Yes.
So you could do it through the bard, but instead they chose the Urianger to tell us to go to Whitebrim because they need us. So it's clearly part of a story, like happening right now.
Yes. All right. Alfino is distracted by a call on his link pro.
That's youth distracted by phones.
He's like, oh my god, I don't know if I want to answer this call. It's gonna leave it vibrating. Didn't know you could do that on a link pro. Tataru. Yes. General Raban is now in safe hands.
Remember Tataru?
Apparently Tataru has her own link pearl, by the way.
Uh-huh.
What? Another assault? Very well. We shall return at once. Pray notify the Count of our coming. See, this is the biggest problem I have. I was hoping that they would stop doing this in the Heavens Ward, but boom. We come down to Ul'dah, we do a little bit of story in Ul'dah, then boom, back to Ishgard. Do a little bit of story in Ishgard, then boom, back to Ul'dah. Like, we keep going back and forth. Ugh. We shall return at once. Pray notify the Count of our coming. It would seem we face another crisis. The Dravanians are preparing to resume their siege of the Holy See. Though I am loath to abandon the Sultana to her fate, we lack the necessary evidence to act upon Delala's claims. Do we? Do we lack the evidence? What evidence are you talking about? Ilbert is in hiding.
And
no,
apparently,
no one would stop us.
Apparently, Lolorito is on our side.
Exactly. Or he's on no side, which is our side.
Look, close enough to our side.
Yeah. That being the case, I propose we leave Marshal Tarupin and the others to investigate and return with all haste to Ishgard.
Also, hello, Asher, bro. When are you playing?
Hello, Asher, bro. Hello. Good evening. Hold on. There we go. Hello, Souko. Hello. Souko, if you are not delirious and if you are still aware of your surroundings after having your teeth pulled out, would you like to join us for Shiva Extreme?
Oh, are we doing it now?
We could.
Oh yeah, Urianger style.
Orange's Tale, told by the drunketh weirdo. Where thou smiteth thine biggest foe.
Wait, I feel like a weirdo
Yes.
would also have like an old English word.
Hold on. Alright. We are going to Korthus. But OG Korthus. We're on our way.
To OG goodness.
Asher, where have you been? Shaking my head, Asher, bro. I hope you're ready to experience Shiva.
Oh my. Are we ready to experience Shiva? I don't remember that fight.
There's a reason why I said Souko. So, as much as I would love to do Shiva Extreme with the pre-made, like we bring in Kata and we bring in like Phoenix and Daunted. Unfortunately, like Phoenix and Daunted aren't here, so I think we're just gonna do them with Souko unsynced, I guess. Because it is extreme. Otherwise, we would have to learn the fight and know the mechanics and stuff. And
Remember Titan?
remember Titan? I remember Titan. Do you?
I do.
Sunj. Are you actually going to do the EX? Of course.
Yeah, Kata,
What are you talking? We've been doing all of them. We've been doing all of them. We've literally been doing every single quest. I enjoy that. Oh. My gratitude for your timely return, Light. Would that it were under better circumstances. Our efforts to contain the heretic threat in the Western Highlands beyond Snowcloak have suffered a grievous setback. In order to support expeditions further afield, we sought to establish an outpost in the heretic's former fortress. Under guard, our craftsmen began the necessary improvements, and for a time, all proceeded according to plan. The building work had scarce begun when Iceheart's minions descended upon the fortress from all directions. If I were to guess, I would say that they deliberately delayed their attack until sufficient supplies had been delivered to their doorstep. We did not begrudge my men for their decision to flee. By all accounts, it would have been a slaughter, any survivors condemned to a fate worse than death at the hands of their leader. However, by abandoning our crystal stores, we have given the heretics the means to summon their patron saint. I beseech you, Light, slayer of the gods of beastmen, who banished once before the demon who threatens us now. Lend us your strength, infiltrate Snowcloak, and put an end to Iceheart's machinations. Snowcloak? That's the dungeon, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, my friend. Though I pray you can stop her before she completes her ritual, I have faith you can defeat Shiva should it come to that. One of Sir Americ's temple knights awaits you at Snowcloak. He shall guide you through the secret tunnels to the east-right at the heart of the heretics' fortifications, whence you may gain entrance to Iceheart's sanctuary as before.
I just want to say, I feel like maybe the people of Eorzea should find a safer way to craft things other than crystals, because it looks like every week a supply of crystals is being stolen for a primal.
Yeah, they need to do something about their crystal supply runs. That it's a problem. It's a big problem.
Yeah, it's like a regular reoccurring problem.
Yeah. It's way easier than Titan Extreme. Unfortunately, so it's my favorite of the early ones. Stalwart Temple Knight. It is an honor, sir. When you are ready, I shall lead you through the tunnels to the Aetheryte. We should not be troubled by heretics or beasts along the way, so you may concentrate solely on the task at hand. May the Fury grant you the strength to strike down that heathen witch once and for all. Extreme! Hello, Souko.
So Souko has a cat.
It is a flying cat.
Discipline.
Flying cat. Oh. But yeah, unfortunately we don't have a full party, so I don't think it would. I mean, Kata and Souko, you can tell us, but I don't think it would be a good idea for us to get a random party for this. I mean, it's probably doable, but we'd have to learn the fight as well. So I'm feeling unsynced. I'm feeling unsynced for this one. We'll see. Where is it? Trials. The world.
I am only 71. I'm not an 80.
She almost should be able to bonk through it as 80s already do. It was soloable a long time ago. Okay. Okay, let us go. The amphitheater. 71 is close enough. Well, we'll
Hashtag
see.
almost 50.
I'm 80. I am 80. But I don't have 80 gear. Well, none of us have 80 gear other than like
I mean,
Souko.
don't we? Because we got the
didn't.
gear from... I guess it's 66 level. But the item level is higher.
True, Kata, true. Okay. Let's set it up. Let's set it up. Unrestricted party. Yeah, I think it's just unrestricted. Cool, cool. Lit rules normal. Confirm. Ready check. Where's the ready check? There it is. Set up your classes.
Let me eat pizza. Do you want
Can eat
some
your
pizza?
You can eat your pizza. I'll just aggro and do nothing. Oh god, Souko, please. The bonk Shiva, please do it. Listen to the music. Oh god. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Let's go. Commence. Let's see if we have a new cinematic. Fingers crossed.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Let's see how many times they will have to pick us up from the floor. Actually, do we have a healer?
Yeah, Cat is healing.
Okay. I am watching the cinema. But she's not saying anything this time.
She's not. It's yeah. They had a whole expansion to set this up.
Like last time she was speaking as she was transforming. It was like, grant me your power and stuff like that.
She forgot how to speak.
Yeah, I guess she's tired, you know.
Kata still looks like the big bad wolf, by the way. Alright, let's go!
To be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing.
We have to destroy our things.
Kata, don't die.
Phase 2.
Yeah, the music. How
The
it sings.
music. Get out of here, Shiva.
That song only just started.
Oh, look, it's Let It Go. See, now we just kill her. Now we just
Nah.
arrest the Ice Queen.
Nah, now
We
she
just
just
have to-
leaves.
We just have to arrest her. That's all we have to do.
Do you want the...
What does the spear look like?
What does it?
I mean, it's not shiny.
It's shiny,
Just
not
gonna
wanted.
greed.
Okay, greed. I got it.
Ice weapon coffer. Getting a material. Oh, Getting a material from this can give you. I'm trying to read. Oh, you can trade to a person in Mordona. Okay. Nice. Easy clap. Shiva's diamond katana.
Ooh.
Diamond musketon.
It looks like if you hit it, it will break. Because it's made of ice.
But it looks fancy. True ice bow. Oh, nice. Alright. Also, did we mess up? Maybe? Did Shiva Extreme... It came out in Heaven's Ward or A Realm Reborn? Like, did we miss it? Or was that meant to be available then and there from Reanger? That's what I want to know.
Realm Reborn.
Ah, so we missed it. Okay, because I saw that it was level 50, so I was like, that doesn't seem right. Why is it level 50? Okay. So this was meant to be before Heaven's Ward.
It's also a pony farm.
Yes. We will get the ponies one day. I mean, we can just farm them when we're level 80 and stuff. It's fine. Hey.
Also, I like how Souko calls this a pony because, for his size, it's a pony.
It is a pony. True. Oh. And hop on. We have to report back to the guy. Dromont. Only map from... you should grab from the tombstones of the dog and the birds. Okay.
What about the earring? Is the earring worth it or can you get it easily?
What does the earring look like? What's on it?
A Shiba earring.
Shiba?
Shiba. Like a dog.
Shiba.
Shiba Inu.
I thought you said Shiba.
No, Shiba. Okay. You spent too much time with me.
Right. Praise Helone for your safe return. All here prayed for your success, Light. Tell us, have our prayers been answered? I have, but she got away. Even stronger than before, you say? Then we are truly fortunate for your intervention. Yet it would be wrong to glory in this victory, for it is yours, not ours. Indeed, your very presence here is a testament to the inadequacy of our own preparations. True! Plainly, it is time that we reappraise the threat posed by the heretics and our readiness to address it. I can no longer say with any certainty that we are equal to the task, but this is none of your concern. Forgive me. Your deeds shall not be forgotten, my friend. You, Urianger, and your entire order have my utmost thanks. Ah.
Here you have the earring in the chat. I can even see it on Mielikka.
Try on the earring.
It's there.
Is that a dog?
Yeah, it's a Shiba.
Why is it on its hind legs?
Because it's dangling from your ear.
Oh my, it's being hanged. Jesus Christ. It doesn't look natural because it's not on all fours. Oh boy.
You can barely see it on Mielikka, so I don't know if I should.
Yeah.
Do it. I may get it for my other characters.
Come to Vesper Bay. Let's go hand it into a ranger. Souko slapping. That's what it looks like. It doesn't look natural for the Inu. No hanging dokes. Exactly. This is the top grab from the tombstones. Ooh, the Kume Fifi.
Yeah, it gives you another of the duck mounts, right?
Adobe Anger.
Huh.
Tis not. Tell me when you're ready.
Hi.
'Tis not the first time I have seen thee stride into the waking sands, wearing such a look. Thou art as an open book, light, wherein the tale of thy victory is writ large. Yes. In her redoubled strength, I glimpse the dark hand of the paragons. Her return and her very defeat serveth merely to continue the escalating cycle of conflict. Full glad am I of thine all-surpassing martial skills, light. Yet still, more glad would I be were they not required. Would that the Lady Iceheart could be made to abandon her misbegotten crusade. Till she be thus converted, or else slain, the people of Ishgard will know no peace. But do not be disheartened. One day, by thy light, the darkness within and without shall be purged, and the Ashians shall taste lasting defeat. We need only have faith. Only money?
Yep.
Go on Ishgard. Huh. I'll wait for you, Koopa. Now we are to speak with that Ado.
Okay. Did we really run all this way just to do?
Yes.
We were next
It was
to
the
a crystal.
It was
we
the
were
closest
next
one.
to a crystal.
It was the closest one.
Alfino.
Alright, let's speak with Alfino. Let us hear what the Count has to say.
Sorry. I'm supposed to be in.
It's your line.
There you are. Sorry for cutting your reunion with General Rauban short. I wouldn't have bothered you, but the city's awash with rumors of another Javanian attack, and Lord Harshaphon was desperate to get a hold of you. Speaking of whom, he and the others are waiting for you inside, so you'd better head in.
Alright, we have to speak to the garden. Let us in. My friend, I thank you for answering our call with such alacrity. As I am sure you are now aware, the Javanians are once more gathering for war. Master Duck, Master Lyria, I must apologize for this abrupt summons, but we thought it best to have Mistress Tataro contact you by the most direct means available. Yes, it's something that you should do more often. Link pearls. When the observatorium's bells toll, 'tis a warning that cannot be ignored. The Holy See has ordered that we make ready for battle. In case you haven't heard, a band of trappers, returning from the west, claimed they saw a cloud of dragons big enough to dim the midday sky. Nidhogg's minions gather once more for war. But I would not have you take arms in another of our conflicts. When first you came to Ishgard, I offered you my protection. If I cannot ensure your safety here, I cannot well accept your aid, much less ask for it. Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are faced with a choice: to remain in a besieged Ishgard or seek sanctuary elsewhere. I would not presume to influence your decision, but I must ask that you make it swiftly, lest our enemies force your hand.
Hold on. So we were called from Waking Sands here just so you can tell us that we can't stay here.
Yes.
What?
They could have just told us over the phone.
They could have just told us over the phone to not come here.
Yes. Alright, left to right, Emmanuel. How many dragons would it take to...
Loading. Okay.
What?
Now I'm here.
How many dragons would it take to darken the midday sky, do you think? 1,000? More? Oh, too many at any rate. Count. I confess, I know not where else you might seek sanctuary, but few places are like to be more perilous than a city under siege. Artadel. The observatorium bells have told. Either flee this place or make ready for war. The coming horde spells ruin for Ishgard, but her knights shall fight to the last to shield their citizens from harm. I mean, we still have the wards. The wards should protect us, unless Lady Iceheart shows up again.
Look. But we just killed
no,
her.
Sorry. Dataru.
What will become of this place? And us? I mean, we literally just teleported here.
Though we flee to the ends of the earth, 'twould seem that no place in this troubled age is free of strife. Once more the horde descends upon Ishgard, and once more her wary defenders must take up spear and bow. The Count would have us seek shelter from this storm, but I, for one, grow tired of running. If we are to shine the light of dawn, we must do so in the sight of our fellow man, not hunkered in a hole. What say you, Light? Harumph. What is that? Why is that an option?
So what do you pick?
We're gonna stay and fight. We're gonna fight the dragons. We're gonna get experience.
To be honest, I'm like, we have to protect the house for Tron because they're all gonna die if they attack.
Yes.
They need us.
Then fight we shall. Let it never be said that we abandon our allies in their hour of need. Alfino is deliberating how best to proceed. Deliberating.
I wonder if you could like give a different answer if the quest would be slightly different.
Maybe. The choice we make this day may have grave implications for our order. It is only right that Dadaru should have a say. Come, let us all meet outside and discuss the path that lies before us.
I mean, she's standing right next to you, but that's okay.
We need some privacy, so we're gonna go outside where all the gossiping people are.
Yes, exactly. That sounds like a safe place.
Yes.
But hey, maybe we'll get a package.
Hello, Souko. Hello.
Oh, look, Souko has a Shiba now.
Okay, that doesn't have anything to add. Alright, off.
Ishgard cannot well endure another assault. Even should her knights succeed in turning back the horde, the casualties will be catastrophic.
But what other choice do we have? It's not like we can talk it over with them. Dragons and men aren't exactly on speaking terms.
With certain notable exceptions.
You don't mean Iceheart?
When last you spoke with her, she lamented her crimes, did she not? Then there remains a sliver of hope. If we can persuade Iceheart to act as our intermediary, we may yet be able to convince Nidhogg to abandon his bloody course.
If there is to be a meeting, I would accompany you.
Estinian.
Even with your intermediary,
Nidhogg's blood rage may render him deaf to reason. However, the mere attempt may afford our forces precious time to prepare. Of course, you might also consider a more direct approach to ending this conflict. With the power of the Eye at my disposal, and the vaunted strength of the Warrior of Light, we could conceivably slay the beast outright.
If we are to risk a face-to-face meeting with the Dread Worm, I for one would feel safer in the company of the Azure Dragoon. However, I should only turn to your lance if my words failed to find their mark. Is that clear?
Perfectly. I shall assume that Isart enjoys similar diplomatic protection until instructed otherwise. A word of advice. Think carefully before divulging the particulars of this plan to Sir Emmerich. 'Twould not do to have the Lord Commander accused of consorting with heretics.
Indeed. I thank you for your counsel, Estinian. We shall be honored to have you with us.
I am glad to be of service.
Hello?
So about talking in private.
I know, right? It's like we have chosen a difficult road. Yet, even should we succeed in winning Iceheart to our cause, our plans for parley will swiftly come to naught. Should the Holy See decide to strike first against the Horde, we must petition the Lord Commander's aid ere we set forth. I only hope that Sir Emmerich will be willing to muzzle Ishgard's forces on the strength of our vague assurances. Tataru, I would ask that you remain at Fort Tom, and inform the Count of our decision. Tell him that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn mean to do all in their power to ensure that Ishgard and her people survive.
Yes, sir. To be honest, I do not feel safe with that guy.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it, right? Like, it's like he should be taking control. Like the dragon should take control of him, right? Like that's just
that's not even what I mean. What I mean is like this is the guy who has dedicated his whole life, including even being influenced by the dragon, to kill the dragons, and we taking him for diplomatic purposes. Like I feel like, I feel like this is the kind of the guy who may snap and just start killing them because they're.
I don't think
enemy.
he's implied to be a part of the diplomatic process.
I don't know.
I think he's just there, like as you heard, he's there in case things go wrong. Basically.
Guess.
He's not gonna fucking speak. He shouldn't open his mouth.
I'm afraid that he would. That's what I mean.
Huh.
I'm not saying he's supposed to. That's exactly the point.
Nah, I mean, nothing that he has done has given us reason to think that he would like do something reckless like that.
We don't know much about him in the first place.
Exactly. So I wouldn't think that. I would just assume that because he doesn't have a crystal or anything like that, like he's just susceptible to a primal. Which is the dragon, basically. Alright. You will speak with the Lord Commander. Pray make it quick. Let's go.
We get to see his actual office.
I want the defenses of the Outer Ward rechecked. See to it that the ballistas are in good repair and supplied with enough ammunition for a prolonged siege.
At once, my lord.
Ah, 'twould seem I have visitors, and unlike those messing beyond our walls, these ones are welcome.
Pray forgive us for interrupting you in the midst of your preparations, Sir Emmerich, but our suit concerns the impending assault. To speak plain, we believe there is a chance the invasion might be halted before it even begins. I can divulge little more at this time, but I must nevertheless request that you advise the Holy See to refrain from launching any preemptive sorties whilst we seek to put our plans in motion.
I will gladly lend my support to any endeavor that could spare the blood of my countrymen, but I would know more of the cause you would have me champion. Will you not share aught of this mysterious undertaking?
Know that I have offered my lance to aid in this endeavor. I cannot claim that its success is assured, but our actions should serve to delay Nidhogg's advance at the very least. Which is more than can be said for the ill-conceived counterattack advocated by the sea's more vocal crusaders. They offer glorious death, but little hope of victory.
Aye, their proposal does not inspire confidence. Our resources should rightly be spent shoring up the city's defenses. The Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light sallying forth together to face the dread worm Nidhogg. I must admit the mere thought of it does much to dispel my misgivings. Go then, carry out your plan. I shall do what I can for you within the Holy See.
Okay, speak with Alfino.
Estinian.
Alright, you can speak to Einstein. What does he say?
Einstein. I will say this for your plan. It has made keeping secrets from the Holy See seem almost entertaining. Oh my.
Okay. Having secured Sir Aymric's support, we may proceed without fear of a preemptive Ishgardian attack, which is not to say we can afford to die to dither. History tells us that Dravanians will attack as soon as their horde reaches a critical size. Before that happens, we must needs track down and win over the Lady Iceheart, and then locate and parley with Nidhogg. In short, time is against us. If you are ready, Einstein, let us be about our task.
Yes, Einstein, get ready.
Oh. Why is they fighting? They're not here yet. What?
Such commotion.
Yes, Your Eminence. The bells of the Observatorium warn of our enemy's approach.
So, the dragons are coming. Let them come, in their hundreds and their thousands. With the divine blade in our hands, we shall rend their flesh and drown the heretics in their master's blood. Even Nidhogg and his foul brood shall be powerless to resist us. And when we have rid the world of their pestilence, we shall turn our attention to our Ascian allies. See that they are suitably rewarded for their invaluable assistance.
If I may, Your Eminence, the Paragons wield powers strange and unknowable. Can we be certain that they will not see through our deception?
We can be certain of naught save the righteousness of our cause. If you would be a true leader of men, you must possess conviction as well as caution. We seek to excise the root of an evil that has blighted us for 1,000 years. The risk is worth the reward.
And what of Estinian and this Warrior of Light?
They have plans of their own.
Leave them to their purpose. We must each play the role we have been given. You and your chosen brothers most of all.
For the glory of King Thordan.
What?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
What?
You're now fighting the Emperor and Darth Vader.
Oh no. Yes, we're gonna fight Darth Vader with Einstein.
Yes. So I was hoping that the 12 would have their own Dragoon suits. So the 12 would kind of be like Power Rangers and different colored Dragoons. But instead it sounds like the Ashians gave them like some like evil shit that they're using. Yeah. All right, Einstein.
It doesn't have anything there.
Alfino would like to see one final matter before setting forth. Oh, look, it's a little Alfino.
Why are we getting a toy Alfino from Alfino?
I don't know.
That seems awkward.
Before we set forth, we must needs inform Tataru of our plans and just get her on the link shell.
You have a link perk. Yeah.
Then, I shall await you at Saint Renet's Forum. Tell your friend we may be some time. The road you have chosen is neither short nor easy. Of that, I need no reminding. Come, Light, let us head back to Fortem Manor. Fortem.
I still don't have the lean emote. God damn.
Why do we have all these quests? Why all these? No, there's no. Out of the way!
Remember, we are in a hurry. We cannot delay. Oh, look.
Yes. No. Nope. I'm
look
ignoring.
Shiny.
Nope. The house for home.
But shiny.
The house for nope. We knock him out of the way. We have things to do. Our course is set, Tataru. It may be some time before Light and I return to Ishgard. Oh.
Well, just you be careful, alright? Oh, and don't worry about me. I'll be busy listening out for news of our lost friends.
If anyone can find them, it's you, Tataru. Farewell, for now.
Oh, before you go, you must put this on, Alfino. I made it specially.
Is it a scarf?
No, it's an actual...
No, I couldn't possibly. Very well.
Such a baby.
He got a... Oh, it's a tie. Look, it's a little tie.
No, he got the whole coat.
No, but look, it's got a tie.
It does have a tie.
It's like a baby tie.
It is a baby tie.
And it's outside of the coat for some reason.
Look. Don't question the Yorzian fashion.
There's a lot wrong with what we're seeing. By the 12, it fits perfectly, and the quality is actually rather good.
I'm glad you like it. I've been practicing my needlework while I listen to rumors and the like. A good receptionist is always learning new skills.
You're a bartender. My thanks, Tataru. Whatever else awaits me upon the road, I shall not fear the cold.
It was the least I could do. Now, I must be getting back to the tavern, or I'll never catch up with all the gossip. Best of luck on your journey.
What is this? The second Alfino outfit change? Yeah.
No, he only had one.
No, he had his winter gear, and now he has the new Tataru
Oh yeah,
gear.
he had the winter gear but only when he was entering Ishgard. That was the only time he actually put anything on.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad somebody actually cared to give him something he can wear, because he always complains about the cold, but then he wears nothing. It's like, God.
We must speak with Einstein.
Where is Einstein? Oh, he's at the thingy. He
Yeah.
said he will be at the thingy.
I think we will speak with Einstein next time. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Einstein is going to take us to a new zone.
Yeah.
And we have those quests downstairs.
Me too.
And I'm tired.
Huh.
Oh, God. Oh. There we go.
Hold on.
Hey, hold on.
I'm falling off.
Ah! Souko! What has the Inu done to you? Oh God. But yes, while we sweep up this corpse, just want to quickly give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for watching. Again, not an overly long stream today, but I'm quite tired after a long day of working on VODs and stuff. And yeah, we made some progress. We made some progress. Yeah.
And next time we will be streaming, we will be doing the seasonal quest, because the little ladies days on.
Yes, little ladies days on. I also wanted to add that I'm honestly a little bit surprised that we haven't had a single duty yet. Like, we haven't had a trial or a scenario or anything. It's just all been quests, which is a little bit shocking to me. So I do wonder when the first dungeon will show up.
Yeah.
And how many there are going to be as well.
I mean, I guess it all depends how fast we get to Isard, right? Because I don't know, like, maybe on the way to Isard there will be some stuff.
Maybe. But yes, with that, thank you everyone for watching. Group, do you have anything else you want to add? All right. It's sad that the Sultana isn't dead. It sounds like she's gonna be alive.
I think she will.
All right. I was saying that maybe she's gonna be asleep, and maybe like the poison put her to sleep for a long time, but she's probably gonna wake up this expansion. Like I doubt they're gonna go full Sleeping Beauty on her.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe like at the end of the expansion, like she's gonna wake up or something.
Yeah.
Because that would be like, an ending scene where like she actually comes back.
Yeah, she comes back. There's a happy moment with her and Roban, and then she crawls on his arm, and then she sits on his elbow.
Yes.
Yeah.
But other than
SMH my head.
that, still missing the old voice actors for most of the characters.
Yeah. I do think that the current voice actors are just straight up worse for the leader, for Rauban, and for the Admiral. Yeah. And Ilbert as well.
To be honest, I don't notice it as much on Rauban because the tone of voice is similar, but the accent.
Nah. It's different. It's very different. It's shocking. I'm shook at.
I was shocked by Urianger. Urianger has very different voice.
But yeah. Outside of that, thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back maybe tomorrow, Kuro. Maybe. No. Okay.
No, I told you I'm out tomorrow. I'm probably out on Thursday. So like literally, I barely have any time for streams this week.
Nice. So we will probably stream next week the event itself for the Little Ages. How long is the event? How long does it last?
Like a week. 31st, I think it ends.
31st? Oh, okay. So over a week. Okay, so we do have plenty of time, so we will be able to do the event for our next stream. Yeah. Stay tuned for that. I think that's it. Do you want to say anything else before we head off?
Join our Discord.
Yes. Join our Discord. We're all there. We all post there. We do have ults on the Oceanic servers, so if you're interested in making an ult, if you're interested in the Oceanic servers, then you can always drop by there. And we're slowly leveling up, and we're trying to get ready for the housing districts that still haven't opened up yet. They're opening soon. TM.
I think they're supposed to open next month.
Okay.
That's the estimate. So, yeah.
Yes. We're working on that grind. And with that, thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.